Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful has Eric Forrester upset over the takeover. But Steffy Forrester gives him even more reason to brood over the situation today on the CBS soap. For years, Eric has been Ridge Forrester's biggest supporter around his relationship with Brooke Logan, and that hasn't changed. So, after what he heard from Steffy and Ridge this week regarding Brooke, Eric has cause to worry. Bold and the Beautiful had Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messins Wood, in rare form this week as she pounced on every chance to belittle Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, to her father. Then, when her mother popped in, she poured on even more disparaging words about Brooke. Eric Forrester, John McCook, is very fond of the Logan matriarch and believes she is his son's soulmate. But when he tried to discuss Brooke with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. Steffy chimed in. While Eric didn't say anything to her, his facial expression said it for him on B&B. Once again on Bold and Beautiful, Eric's granddaughter dismisses what he is saying. Instead, she twists her agenda into the conversation. Steffy Forrester did this a while back on B&B when Eric first learned that she fired Hope Logan, Annika Noel. As Eric expressed his concern about firing Hope, Steffy dismissed him as if he had no say in the company. So when she ignored his concerns and inserted her words in the conversation again this week, it looked like Eric might fester a bit over her behavior. Eric Forrester was upset about Hope Logan's firing, which was the first strike against Steffy on Bold and the Beautiful. But now Steffy Forrester is suggesting Brooke Logan is insignificant in her father's life. She thinks Brooke will only drag her father down. This is not Eric Forrester's view, as he has championed Brooke for a long time on Bold and the Beautiful. Plus, he is married to her sister, so viewers aren't privy yet about what he hears from Donna Logan, Jennifer Gareis at home. Next, there's Zen DeForester, Delon Demetz, who the Forresters planted at the company to keep an eye on things. He wanted to resign, but Eric, Ridge, and Steffy asked him to be their SC spy. But he will soon see the comfortable attitude and the trust that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, places in the employees. This will undoubtedly spawn some happy and productive employees. So, once Eric gets wind of the change, he may start to see things more clearly, especially with the diabolical behavior coming from Steffy Forrester. Steffy Forrester has her father wrapped around her little finger on the Bold and the Beautiful. He backed her every step of the way. Even now, when he knows about Hope not coming on to Steffy's husband, he still backs her. And this is the incident that started all this. But as much as Eric Forrester loves Steffy, he still won't let her walk all over him like her father does. Once he sees Ridge shift toward Taylor and Steffy pushing her father to be with her mom, Eric may see the entire picture. Steffy's hidden matchmaking may dawn on Eric, who won't sit back and stay quiet. He already tried to speak his piece about Ridge's relationship with Brooke this week. But he was cut off by Steffy, who suggested Brooke was no good for her father. So, with Steffy's behaviors and Zen's news on FC running great under the new leadership, Eric might wonder if they were all played by his granddaughter so she could get her parents back together. Well, it worked. On Friday's cliffhanger, Ridge and Taylor were doing the deed with Brooke knocking on the door. So this is Bold and the Beautiful, which means anything could happen. So there's a chance that Eric jumps ship and paddles over to join Carter and the Logan ladies at SC. The chances grow greater if he figures out that his granddaughter caused the problems at FC today, and why she did it on this CBS soap. For decades, the Bold and the Beautiful has thrived on complex family dynamics, ruthless power plays, and shocking betrayals that leave fans on the edge of their seats. But even in a show built on drama, the current power struggle brewing within Forrester Creations might be heading for a storm no one saw coming. And at the eye of it all, Steffy Forrester wielding control with an iron fist. But could her ruthless ambition finally be too much, even for the ever-loyal Eric Forrester? Steffy has always been a force, determined, sharp, and unapologetically fierce when it comes to protecting the Forrester name. She's taken after both Ridge and Taylor in her pursuit of excellence and dominance in the fashion world. But in recent months, her leadership at Forrester Creations has taken a darker turn. Whispers in the boardroom and murmurs in the design studios hint that the once visionary leader might be letting her thirst for control override the creative spirit that built the company. Designers are second-guessing their instincts. The free flow of ideas is being stifled, and above it all, Steffy sits on her throne, unmoved, unswayed, and utterly uninterested in dissent. Her latest moves, pushing out longtime employees, overriding design concepts, and even rejecting Eric's classic lines in favor of newer, edgier pieces that, to some, lack the soul of what Forrester once was. Eric Forrester is more than a founder. He is the heartbeat of Forrester Creations. Even in retirement, his presence still echoes through every corridor and sketchbook. He has lived and breathed fashion, craftsmanship, and family honor for decades. So when his work, his legacy, is cast aside like an old garment by his own granddaughter, the pain cuts deep. Sources close to the Forrester patriarch suggest that Eric has been growing increasingly disillusioned with Steffy's leadership. While he's never been one for public drama, behind closed doors, Eric is fuming. Her latest move, shelving an entire couture line he'd been quietly working on, may have been the final insult. Steffy called it dated. Eric called it timeless. And now, whispers are growing louder. Eric might be planning to jump ship. Where would Eric go? It's not just about stepping away from Forrester Creations. It's about starting something new. Rumors swirl that Eric has been in quiet talks with a few select designers, some from Forrester, some unexpected, about launching a new label. A brand that returns to the roots of glamour, elegance, and integrity. Imagine the ripple effect. Eric, at 80 plus, staging a fashion revolution. Think legacy meets rebellion. Could this be the phoenix rising from the ashes of corporate greed? A boutique fashion house built on vision, not vendettas. If there's one thing we know about Steffy, it's that she doesn't take betrayal lightly, especially not from family. If Eric announces a departure, you can expect fireworks. She's already pushed Brooke and Hope to the brink with her cutthroat business tactics. But turning on Eric, that's a line few expected her to cross. But maybe Steffy doesn't see it that way. Maybe, in her mind, she's doing what's best for the company, modernizing, energizing, and preparing Forrester for the next 50 years. And if Eric can't adapt, then perhaps he's no longer part of the vision. Expect Steffy to stand her ground, arms folded, heels planted, and voice unwavering. But will that confidence mask the cracks beginning to form in her empire? The fallout won't be contained to just Eric and Steffy. If Eric makes a move, battle lines will be drawn. Ridge, caught between his father and daughter, will be forced to choose, heart or head, loyalty or legacy. And then there's Brooke, always protective of Eric, always suspicious of Steffy. This might be her moment to strike, to remind everyone that the Forresters weren't built on dominance alone, but on passion, creativity, and collaboration. Even Donna, Eric's loving partner, may find herself stepping into a more assertive role. She's stood by him through illness and heartbreak. If Eric decides to fight, Donna will be at his side, heels on, pearls shining, and claws out. This isn't just a boardroom battle. This is identity warfare. It's the classic bold and the beautiful dilemma. Tradition versus innovation, heart versus ambition, art versus power. Eric stepping away, or worse, launching a rival label, could split the Forrester family in ways we haven't seen since the Ridge-Rick Wars or Stephanie's Iron Reign. And with tensions already high, one wrong move could send the whole dynasty crumbling. Eric Forrester has always been the calm amidst the chaos, but even the calmest waters can boil when pushed too far. If Steffi continues down this path, cold, calculating, and unmoved by history, she might just create her most powerful enemy yet.